turn your microphone off.
Synergy Theater and Freestyle Repertory Theater present Right Away. It's a show, it's a jam, it's the best of both worlds, and it's happening right now. Please welcome your hosts for this evening, Michael Durkin and Ken Adams.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Hi, welcome to Right Away. I am Mike Durkin. I am the Executive Director of Freestyle Repertory Theater here in New York City.
And I'm Ken Adams. I'm the Artistic Director of Synergy Theater out here in California.
Tonight's show is a co-production between Freestyle Rep here in New York and Synergy Theater out in Walnut Creek, California. Two companies who are divided by a continent, but united in the true belief that improvisation is a very important theatrical art form.
We started presenting Right Away in May of 2020 out of a desire to keep creative people creating together in spite of isolation and uncertainty. Now, as we begin to step back into in-person 3D life, we realize we just can't stop doing this. The connection and the creativity spanning the world is too much for us to give up, and so we are going to be here. Just keep on doing it as long as people come out to watch us.
That's right. Now, here's how the show works. We have 5 playwrights, and they have 45 minutes each to write a brand spanking new play based on suggestions from you, my good friends, the audience.
And while they're off writing, everyone in the audience, that's you, is invited to play some improv writing games with Mike and me. I think you'll want to use paper and a pen or pencil so you can still see what's happening on the screen while you're writing. After each game, we'll hear as many of you read what you wrote as we can. Now, we do encourage you to volunteer without even considering if what you wrote is good or fun or anything at all. Just come on, take a risk. It's fun to hear how many different directions everyone's writing goes in. Then, after 45 minutes, the playwrights will return and present the world premiere reading of their work.
Now, before we introduce tonight's playwrights, there's a couple of housekeeping things we have to do. For those of you who are participating via Zoom, we ask that you keep yourself muted and your video off for now. We'll ask you later. Now, in a few minutes, when we start writing, when we do the writing jam, we'll have you turn your videos back on and we'll talk. And we would love for you to show yourselves on the screen, because it's just real nice to see people enjoying each other's works and give each other encouragement, support everybody. So unless you're in the witness protection program, we understand that you'll be participating anonymously, but really, we'd love to have you on camera and so we can see you enjoying stuff and laughing and clapping and having a good thumbs up kind of thing. So here we go. Lastly, we invite you to open up your chat feature, which is right down there in the middle of the toolbar down on the bottom there. And that's how we're going to get suggestions to get the playwrights started. So get that chat open so we can inspire those playwrights.
And speaking of playwrights, let us introduce tonight's intrepid writers right now. First, our first playwright is in her 3rd season as a company member with Monday Night Playground in the San Francisco Bay Area. Her short play, Pebbles on a Shore, was featured in the Playwright Center of San Francisco playoffs last July. And she is just an awesome person. Please welcome Lisa Gay Thompson.
Thank you very much. So great to be here.
Hello, Lisa. How are you?
I'm great. Couldn't
Lisa,
be better.
what is the most frightening part of the Right Away experience for you, writing or presenting?
Right. I'm not frightened of any part of the experience. I think the more frightening thing is whether I'll get the texts.
Well, we will see to it that you get some of them. All right, Lisa, why don't you go off and we will meet our next playwright.
Who is Heather Adams. And Heather is a senior at the American University studying musical theater and an aspiring playwright. However, Heather, I'm going to amend that by saying, I don't think you're aspiring anymore. I think you are a playwright. Heather has a group on campus called Quills and Capes, and they foster new playwrights, and they produce plays and monologues and showcases. And it's just it's always wonderful, Heather, to have you here with us.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Okay, good. Now, Heather, you ready to do some writing tonight?
Heck yeah.
All right. And listen, Heather, just a crazy question came in my mind. What would be your ideal activity to celebrate your birthday?
Something with cake. Gotta have the cake.
I think you're 100% right there. Well, Heather, thanks very much. We'll see you in just a little bit again. Thank you.
All right, our next playwright has been improvising for over 30 years, used to work with freestyle repertory theater for several years, and was an original cast member of the live theater version of this show right away. Holy moly. But then he went to LA and became a seasoned television writer with 20 plus produced episodes, including such hits as Suddenly Susan and That's So Raven. Back on the East Coast now, he teaches writing for radio, TV, and film at Hofstra University. Please welcome Jeff Tarson. Well, hello, Jeff. How are you?
Good. I'm fine. Glad to be here.
Jeff, who is that dashing young person in the photo behind your left shoulder?
That is, you may recognize that dashing young old person who had non-gray hair. That's me. That's one of my old acting headshots I found. And my students say, who's that? And so I like putting it up there in my office.
Well, it's nice to have both of you here tonight. Why don't you go on back and we will see you soon.
And then, listen, we got Kat Coppett here, who is the co-director of MOPCO Improv Theater up in Schenectady, New York, teaches and presents their shows on a screen near to you. She's a former member of Freestyle Rep here in New York City, and she is the one who created, developed, and directed the full-length musical improv that Freestyle did called Spontaneous Broadway. And now, as the vice president of Applied Improvisation Network, she is teaching clients and colleagues to work with improvisations to find that collaboration. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Kat Coppett. Hey, Kat.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm doing great.
A lot of snow this weekend?
We got about an inch of snow. It seems that with this new weather pattern, all our snow goes to you and Boston. So, very strange.
Listen, Kat, just a crazy idea. What's the most unusual or, cherished gift that you may have gotten on your birthday?
1 year, my daughter Leah manhandled our puppy and made it take portraits with her, so I could have pictures of the two of them together.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, she's a doll. She's a wonderful child, your daughter. Well, thanks very much, Kat. Thanks, man. We'll see you in a second.
And finally, our special guest writer tonight is a producer and writer known for the hit television show What We Do in the Shadows, Frasier, News Radio, and Beavis and Butthead, nominated for 3 Primetime Emmys and 2 Writer Guild of America awards, and used to play theater sports with Freestyle Repertory Theater. And it is my honor to welcome Sam Johnson to our show tonight. Hello, Sam.
Hey, guys.
Sam, we seem to be on a birthday theme, so I will ask you a birthday question too.
Yeah, let's go.
What
do it.
you hope to do for Heather Adams' birthday next year?
For Heather Adams, I'd like to give Heather a human ear, just kind of a symbol of listening, of their love of music, and I don't know. I feel like that's something you don't get very often, but something that could be interesting, a real conversation starter. And I know Mike Durkin's all about conversation starters.
Yeah.
Not so much enders, but starters.
Yeah, that's true too. I think that's a great idea. Well, listen, can we, is it possible we can bring all the playwrights back on the screen? Would everybody come back and just think about what your opinion of surprise birthdays are? It's pro or con, but I don't want to know right now. I don't want to know. So you're all back now. I've jumped Ken a little bit, but audience, can I suggest that you now open up your chat features if you haven't done so already, because each playwright is going to ask you for a suggestion, which will kick off their play. And when they do, if you have an idea, write that idea into the chat. So I think our first entry was Lisa, right? Lisa?
Yes.
What is the suggestion you might have?
Okay, I'm asking for two things. One is an invention the world does not need, and the other is a genre.
All right,
All
an
right.
invention that the world does not need and a genre. Go ahead, please, friends, and type your suggestions into the chat.
An invention.
All right, I'm seeing hairy cucumbers.
Yes, right.
Invention, a my pillow.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I think so.
Yeah, keep them coming. We're going to want a flood of suggestions that our playwrights can choose from.
An invention, and what was the other thing?
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Horror, smaller dogs.
All right. Remember that genre too. They're looking.
I think I'm good. I'm good. I'll take smaller dogs and horror.
All right, smaller dogs. Hey, Anath Garber is out there. Let me say a quick hello to Anath, my friend Anath Garber. And she says celery full of calories. Yeah, we don't need that. All right. Very, very good. Thank you, Lisa.
Heather. Heather was next.
Yeah, can I please have an emotion-based simile in the format of like happy as a clam, but with a different emotion and a different thing that it is as.
Does it have to be a food group or a
No?
No, nothing. Not a secret.
No,
Okay.
just an emotion-based simile.
All right, I see tired as a sloth.
Mad as a hatter, I saw. I like that. I'm still looking at celery full of calories. I like that one. So dim is a Christmas bulb, as full of calories as celery. And I hung up on that calories and celery.
Beautiful.
Giddy is a new star.
All right.
Very cool.
Any of those grab you there, Heather? Yet? Nervous
Yeah. I think I'm gonna have to go with dim as a Christmas bulb.
I like that one. I like that. Dim as a Christmas bulb. All right.
All right. Let me quickly just insert a quick hello to Leonie Holtzman as well, who has joined us out there in the audience. Hello, Leonie. And Jeff Tarson, over to you.
Yeah.
Yes. Hi. I would like an unusual location for this play to take place. An unusual location, or you can give me one or two in the chat, but something that you feel like, wow, this has not been serviced enough in plays in the past. We haven't seen plays located here.
Gopher Hole, I like that. Goodwill in Bermuda I love that one. Antarctica. What is this celery thing, people? Are we out of our minds with this celery? A gazebo, a silo, all these are dandies. A spaceship in virtual reality. The White House cellar. Oh, OBGYN.
Oh my gosh. Okay, these are wonderful. These are wonderful. I think though I will go with the OBGYN in a casino. Yes, thank you.
Right. I wasn't aware they had those, but okay, that's great. That's great. Listen, Kat Coppett, what are you up for?
Could I have I will also ask for two things. Could I have a color, please, and a physical gesture that someone could make?
A color and a physical gesture. Puce jumped up. Purple jumped up. Salute passed up.
I will. Oh my goodness gracious. I will take lime green and curtsy.
Lime green and curtsy is a good one. And I think our good friend Sam is the one who's coming up at this moment.
Yeah, this is my scariest part of this whole process, is asking for a decent suggestion for something. Okay, I have an idea. How about a hymn, a hymn that hasn't been sung yet? Poop
Well.
at my pants.
Oh, save me from the farm.
Oh,
That's
these are good. Yeah, yeah.
Lord, take me home right now. Oh man.
We like sheep. I like we like sheep, and
Yeah,
may all your pets survive you.
Yeah, this is good. Okay. I'm going to take we like sheep as well. I think that's good.
So we like sheep is the hymn, right?
That's the. Mhm.
All right, excellent. All right, okay. So,
All right, now that we have all of our suggestions, here's what we're going to do. We're going to zip around one by one in the order that you solicited your suggestion. Please remind the audience what your suggestion is. That's going to be their individual suggestion with which we're going to send them off to write. Then throughout the course of our 45 minutes as they're writing, we will be sending them back suggestions that they will all share and all infuse into their plays. Why don't we take it from the top with Lisa?
My suggestions are smaller dogs and horror.
excellent. Heather, what was yours?
My suggestion is dim as a Christmas bulb.
Was that a comment? Oh, no, I got your, okay. Jeff?
Yes, my suggestion was OBGYN in a casino.
Right. Kat?
My suggestions were lime green and curtsy.
And Sam, the old hymn called
We like sheep.
God, I can hear it right now. My heart swells. All right.
All right, we are ready to go. So in just about 15 seconds at the end of my little speech here, we're going to send you away, writers, for 45 minutes. Remember to keep an eye out for texts on your phone because we'll be sending you time reminders as well as suggestions. And remember, whatever you write will be all right. Here we go. The clock is set. On your marks, get set, right away.
Have a good time, guys. Have a grand old time. And in the meantime, we're going to have some fun here as they're getting their videos turned off, their sound turned off, and hopefully they're tuning us out. We invite you now, all of our wonderful people in the audience, turn those videos on and turn those microphones on, and then we're all together again. And if you haven't grabbed a piece of paper and a pencil, and you'd like to grab a piece of paper and a pencil, do that now. We are streaming on YouTube and Facebook, so just a reminder that if you're burying a dead body or somebody's walking around without their clothes on, they will be seen. So remember that. You are perfectly welcome to participate as any way you want to, but we'd sure like to have you join us on screen. It's always good to see you all. So,
all right, we're going to dig right in to our writing jam. So hopefully everybody has a piece of paper and a pencil and you're ready to have some fun. Mike, you're going to kick it all off for us with the first activity?
I am. It's a very simple, just to get us moving those pencils around and whatever. A word association. I'm just going to give you a word. Write the first word or phrase or whatever. The first thing that jumps into your mind when I read these words to you. So if you got that pencil ready, if you're ready, here comes the first word. Treasure. Starry. Crisp. Discipline. Print. Meander. And birthday. So now, anybody and everybody, please feel free to raise your hand or whatever. And I'd love to hear what you've read. So even without your picture up there, if you'd like to if you'd like to share with us the things that jumped into your mind, we'd love to do that. Anybody let me point at somebody here. Oh, good, Terry. Now, have you gotten that microphone on now? You got that figured out there?
I think so. Can you hear me? Okay, good.
I do. Oh, yeah. All right. So I'll say the word. You say what you wrote down. And
All right.
what we didn't say, I don't think, Ken, and what we should have said to all you guys, everything's fine. Everything's great what you do. It's just wonderful to do it. Here we go. You ready? Get set. Treasure.
Chest.
Starry.
Starry night.
Crisp.
Cream.
Discipline.
Nuns.
Print.
Bail.
Meander.
Get lost.
Birthday.
Cake.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you, Terry. Anyone else just want to give out those? Are you up for it, Jean?
Yes.
Oh, okay, excellent. Here I go. Ready, get set.
Yes.
Treasure.
Gems.
Starry.
Sky.
Crisp.
Potato chips.
Discipline.
Leather belt.
Somehow potato chips and leather belts. Print.
Ink.
Meander.
Flow.
Birthday.
Party.
All right. You know, when I wrote down the word crisp today, I was thinking of a starched shirt. I mean, I was thinking of that. And as soon as I wrote it down, I thought to myself, that's what they call potato chips. That's in England, they call them potato chips. All right. So
I saw Leonie have a hand up there before. Leonie?
Oh, excellent. Leonie, here we go. You ready? Okay, here we go. Treasure.
Flint.
Starry.
Hide.
Crisp.
Clean.
Discipline.
Order.
Print.
Out.
Meander.
Around.
And birthday.
Party.
Party. All right. So we've had 2 parties and a cake so far, right? Is that right? 2 birthdays, 2 parties. Miss Livingston, are you up for writing saying your words?
Sure.
Okay, here we go.
And then Anath will be right after.
Okay. Treasure.
Chest.
Starry.
Night.
Crisp.
Like a bag of chips.
There we go. Discipline.
Artistic.
Print.
Media.
Meander.
Lysander.
Birthday.
Mike.
Hey. All right. Now we have more. Now who is
Anath is next.
I don't know.
Oh, Anath. Excellent. Here we go. You ready? Treasure.
Apple cider.
Starry.
Van Gogh.
Crisp.
Chip.
Discipline.
Belts.
Print.
Book.
Meander.
Neanderthal.
Birthday.
Cake.
All right. 2 cakes, 2 parties. All right. Everybody sounds
Awesome
good.
job. Now, Mike, I see Patty has her little hand icon up in the chat. So Patty
there
might
she-
want to go.
Okay, Patty, here we go. Treasure.
Map.
Starry.
Sky.
Crisp.
Bacon.
Discipline.
Ouch.
Print.
Need paper.
Put that down on the list. Meander.
Thaw.
Neanderthal.
Birthday.
Candles.
Hey, birthday candles. Excellent.
Were the Neanderthals the less disciplined cousin of the Neanderthals?
They never quite made it.
Were they the one that wandered into the ocean? I think the Neanderthals did.
All right.
Excellent. Anybody else? Otherwise, we'll. Ken, you got some fun stuff first.
Yeah. I say we move on. If you didn't get to read on that one, you'll hopefully you'll read on this one. So this is a question and answer game. Again, it's yes, Michael.
What about time? Are we okay?
Oh, yeah, we have, they've been writing for 7 minutes. So
okay.
I think maybe we could set this up, get the first one done, and then we'll give them a suggestion.
Cool.
All right. So here's how this works. I'm going to ask a question. These are fictional questions with a narrative kind of bent to them. Your job is just to answer the question. You can answer with a word, a sentence, anything you want, but you're only going to have about 10 seconds, let's say, to write the answer. So it's a spontaneous writing game. Write quickly. Don't think. Anything you say is perfect. Here we go. 3 questions. Don't write the question, just write the answer. This is all about a person named Tamara. Tamara. So here we go. Question number 1. What was Tamara chasing? Question number 2. Where did it lead her? And question number 3. What happened when she got there? And question number 3. What happened when she got there? All right. Ruby Adamowski, we're going to ask you to put yourself on mute, please. 3. What happened when she... I love Ruby Adamowski. All right, my friends. Who wants to read for us? Who's it going to be? It's going to be... Holy moly, Delisha Sampson is here. We'll come back to that blockbuster news in a moment. Anath Garber, you ready to read?
Yep.
All right, here we go. What was Tamara chasing?
Cat, a black cat.
Where did it lead her?
To a dark alley under the London Bridge.
What happened when she got there?
The Phantom of the Opera was there.
Beautiful job. Hello, Delisha. Welcome. Terry, did you want to read?
Sure.
All right. What was Tamara chasing?
Her tail.
Where did it lead her?
It led her to many questions about her life.
What happened when she got there?
She gave herself a soothing tail massage.
Beautiful job. We're going to read one more, then we're going to pause to send a suggestion back to our writers, then we'll come back and we'll have a new set of questions. So there's still opportunity to read. Who wants to read one last little story, question, answer about Tamara here? All right, Jean, thank you very much. Here we go. What was Tamara chasing?
Today,
Where did it lead her?
up a crick.
What happened when she got there?
Lots of things she can't share on live streaming.
Excellent job. All right. We're going to come back and we're going to do another set of these, but our writers have been writing for 10 minutes. Mike, do you have an idea to ask for a suggestion, or would you like me to take this first one?
Well, I'll just jump in there with a line of dialogue. Does that seem cool?
Yeah.
Let's give these guys a line of dialogue that one of their characters will say. Oh, and put it in the chat. That's what we want to do.
Exactly right.
Let me get that chat up so I can see what you guys are writing. So we're looking for a line of dialogue, any kind of line of dialogue. Put it in the chat, and we'll have lots of laughs about some of the stuff that you guys are going to write. We need a line of dialogue. You can do better. Don't even think of messing with me today. What will we do with all our whips? The president needs Adderall. Marshmallows are delicious. You know what? I gotta go. I'm just going to jump on the don't even think of messing with me today. Can we go with that one, everybody?
All right, absolutely. I'm going to prepare that and send it back. Don't even think of messing
with me
today. Don't even think of... All right, I sent it back. Boom, that's going to work their way into their plays. Fantastic. All right, let's jump into another round of the question and answer game. Everybody, pencils ready. Write quickly, don't think. You have about 10 seconds in between each question. This is all about a person named Naya. Naya. Here we go. What did Naya learn from the fortune teller? How did it make her feel? And what did she do the very next day? All right, excellent job. Hey, Delisha, how are you? Do you feel like sharing with us?
Yes,
All right.
sure. I'm well, Ken. Nice to see you. Nice
And
to
you
see
too.
you, Terry and
Hi.
Karen. And I don't know
Welcome.
the other people on here very well, but hello.
Welcome aboard. Here we go. I'll ask the question, you read your answer. What did Naya learn from the fortune teller?
That her past will repeat itself.
How did it make her feel?
Scared to death.
What did she do the very next day?
Bought a lottery ticket.
Beautiful job. Let's see, who's next? Hey, Leonie, how about Leonie? Do you feel like reading?
I'm not sure. It's all, well, okay.
All right, there you go.
That's the spirit. That's the spirit.
What did Naya learn from the fortune teller?
She had a short lifeline.
How did it make her feel?
Like her life was over before it even began.
What did she do the very next day?
He threw caution to the wind and bought a around the world ticket.
Yeah, you go, Naya. You go. Karen Harrell, here we go. What did Naya learn from the fortune teller?
That cows moon only at night.
How did it make her feel?
She felt sad that the cows had no day voices.
What did she do the very next day?
She went to the pasture and read to the cows.
Beautiful job. All right, how about one or two more of these? I see Anath and then Laura. Here we go. Anath, let me ask you something, Anath. What did Naya learn from the fortune teller?
She learned to lie.
How did it make her feel?
Ecstatic.
What did she do the very next day?
Told her mother she got an A.
Awesome job. And finally, Laura Livingston. You ready, Laura?
Yep.
All right. What did Naya learn from the fortune teller?
She had a short time to live, but her death would be meaningful.
How did it make her feel?
Cautious.
What did she do the very next day?
Bought life insurance and thought deep thoughts.
Awesome job. Awesome job. All right. I'll give the group, and Michael, I'll ask your opinion too. Do we do one more round of this, or do we move on to the next activity? How are people feeling?
Let's do one more round of this.
All right, one more round of this. Here we go. This is all about a person named Al. All right. Yeah. What did Al find in the ground as he was digging a hole in his backyard? What did Al find in the ground as he was digging a hole in his backyard? What did he do with it? Who came looking for it and why? All right. All right. Let me just make a shout out to the people who are have their cameras off but might want to participate. I'm sorry, I'm not always looking over at that list there. Patty, are you still out there? Do you want to read?
No, not this
Okay.
one.
All right, you got it. Anybody on screen who'd like to read? Let me see a hand and we'll go around. This is all about Al. He was digging in the ground. Delisha Sampson, thank you very much. Go ahead and turn on your microphone, please.
Sure.
All right. Here we go. What did Al find in the ground as he was digging a hole in his backyard?
Gold coins.
What did he do with it?
Ran to the bank.
Who came looking for it and why?
A pirate from the past to recover his treasure.
Beautiful job. Excellent job. All right, somebody else, please. Who? Yes, Terry. Here we go. What did Al find in the ground as he was digging a hole in his backyard?
Al found a French drain.
What did he do with it?
He spoke French to it.
And who came looking for it and why?
Al's Canadian friend, there to correct his pronunciations.
Wow, that is an interposing friend.
I don't know any Canadian friends, but they do that.
Very beautiful job. Who's next? Who wants to tell us all about what Al found? Laura Livingston, here we go. Go ahead and turn your microphone on, Laura. There we go. What did Al find in the ground as he was digging a hole in his backyard?
The water main.
What did he do with it?
Broke it and watched in dismay as it gushed.
Who came looking for it and why?
His neighbor, because his shower had been interrupted.
Awesome job. All right. Any last volunteers who want to read this one? And if not, then I think that you did a perfect job and we'll move on. Meanwhile, our writers have been writing for 5, 10, 15. They've been writing for 18 minutes already. Holy moly, 18 minutes already. Well, in a few minutes, we can give them another suggestion, but I think it's time to move on to another writing activity, yeah?
Yeah, are you going to do the style scene?
I sure am. Okay.
Excellent.
So
I like
this one is going to let you folks dig into a little bit more. We still want this to be nice and spontaneous, but this time you'll have a little bit more time to work on each one. So let me set this up for you. I'm going to read you a very short little description of an action. And then your job, and then I'm going to give you a style, like Western or soap opera. Your job is to write this little description of this action as if you were writing it in a novel of that style. So, for example, if I say, he walked into the bar, and you were writing it in a Western style, you might write something like, Pico Bill put his hand on his gun, slammed open the brown wooden doors, and entered the saloon. Like that, right? Then you're gonna write the same one again, but in a different style. And then you're gonna write the same thing again, but in a different style. But I'm gonna surprise you. You won't know what the styles are until it's time to write them. So have fun. Don't think too much. Be really, really spontaneous. Let it flow. Whatever you do, do. And here, you'll have to listen to this, and then just remember it. If you forget it exactly, don't worry about it. Just the gist of it will be fine. All right? So let me read the neutral, no frills version. Here you go. Somebody walks into an empty room. They notice that it isn't empty after all. There's something in the corner. They approach the thing in the corner, but a new person enters the room and stops them with a dire warning before they can touch it. Now write that as a horror story by someone like Stephen King. "30 more seconds." All right, stop writing. Now, in fact, we can continue writing this one for a minute or two if we want to, but we do have to give another suggestion back to our writers. So let's pause for just a moment. They've been writing now for 22 minutes. So let's give them a suggestion. And how about for this one, something completely unexpected happens in the place. What completely unexpected event happens? Go ahead and pop that into your chat. Something completely unexpected happens in the place. What is this thing? Ha! The walls start caving in. The roof lifted off the building. That's a good. Well, let's see some more. Here we go. The rocket stands through. An air balloon appears. All right. Oh, the rocket stands through. I got you. Okay. The cat had kittens. All right. Let's do this to really shake it up. We'll take two of them. The roof lifts off the building and they see an air balloon up in the sky. Okay? So I'll tell you what, if you folks want to keep working on your horror story for a moment or two, I'm going to send all of that back to them and then I'll come right back to you.
And could you reread the
I
thing
sure
we're supposed to write on too?
Somebody walks into an empty room. They notice that it isn't empty after all. There's something in the corner. They approach the thing in the corner, but a new person enters the room and stops them with a dire warning before they can touch it. Keep going with the horror version for just a minute, please.
One more minute?
Sure. I don't know what they'll do if their scenes are set outside, but well, I'm sure they'll think of something. All right. Now, hold on to those horror ones. Bring it to a little bit of a close there, or just stop wherever you are. That's fine. I'm going to read the thing again, and then I'm going to give you a new style. Dig right in and write it in the new style. Here we go. Somebody walks into an empty room. They notice that it isn't empty after all. There's something in the corner. They approach the thing in the corner, but a new person enters the room and stops them with a dire warning before they can touch it. And now you're writing this in the style of a middle grade reader for fourth graders by someone like Judy Blume. 2 more minutes to write. 2 more minutes to write. One more minute, my friends.
I look forward to hearing these.
Thirty more seconds. You don't really have to finish, just however far you get. All right, thank you so much. That looks like you were writing cool stuff, so let's hear a couple of them. Stacy Thiel has joined us out there in the crowd. Hello, Stacy. Welcome aboard. You're welcome to pop on if you like, of course. All right, I think, why don't we hear, what should we do? Should we hear a horror and a middle grade novel from the same author back to back? Or a bunch of horrors and then a bunch of middle grade novels?
Oh, let's hear a back-to-back. Let's start with a back-to-back.
All right, who wants to? Okay, Karen Harrell, start please with your horror.
Okay. Nell pushed open the 4th floor nursery room door. The ancient door creaked like a dead bones rubbing against each other. In the corner was a crib outlined by moonlight. Nell crossed the dusty room, for she sensed movement in the crib and heard the delicate coo of a newborn. As Nell got halfway across the room, the door behind her slammed open with a thunderous crash. A man in all black said, "Stop or you will die."
Excellent job. And now the Judy Blume style.
Lizzie opened the door to her bedroom and noticed that her younger brother, Bobby, had marked through her "No Boys Allowed" sign and it now read, "Lizzie stinks." Well, Lizzie did stink. All because of that stupid skunk she crossed paths with on her way home from school. As she entered her room, everything was gone. But wait, in the corner was a piece of paper. Lizzie was just about to pick up the paper when she heard a voice behind her saying, "I'm Lila, the real estate agent. Your parents sold the house today."
That was fantastic. Thank you. Michael, we have 14 minutes left. You think it's time for another suggestion?
I think it's probably a good idea if we shoot something in there.
You have something you'd like to ask for?
Well, I'd like some kind of a direction, a stage direction, some sort of thing that it could be parenthetical, like the lights go dark, or a sound is heard, or anything that you might see in a script. That they would have to include into their, or they have to put that function in their script.
So everybody go ahead, please, and pop up some stage directions. They count the boards in the floor. Okay, good.
That's what I'm talking about.
All right, in the meantime, Mike, you let me know when you got one. I'm going to give them a 13-minute warning.
A whistling wanderer walks by. Someone, I think, runs across the stage and trips. I'm going to go, sort of because it's alliterative, A whistling wonder. Oh, geez. A whistling wanderer walks by and releases a dove.
You're going to hate us. A whistling wanderer walks by
and releases
a dove. I want to see these plays very badly. And we will. All right, they've got it. Who wants to read their horror story? Jean, thank you so much. Please go ahead.
Mostly because I'm intimidated by Karen's, which was so lovely. I'm just going to jump out there. So horror. The thing in the corner belched. Blue flames launched into the room. The floor began to writhe, and a ghost rose from the floor and said, "The end is nigh. Give me your teeth before it's too late."
I love that. Give me your teeth.
That was what we had.
And the Judy Blume style?
Yes. Max entered the broom closet and closed the door. "Wait," said a voice. Max froze. "Do not approach. There's a hole in the floor." Max stepped closer. "You'll be sorry," said the voice, who sounded suspiciously like his sister. "Max, you'll be sorry." He kept coming anyway, and the floor opened up and he found himself outside the school.
I'm just glad that we've all read our Judy Blume. Thank you very much. I see Patty has her hand up in the rear of the theater. Patty, go ahead. Start with your horror, please.
Okay. Trent walked into the audition hall. He picked up his guitar and began to play and sing. He heard a voice. "Mr. Springsteen will be happy for you to join him and his band. But if you do, it will be your first and only concert tour."
That's awesome. And your Judy Blume?
Granny walked into her living room and saw her bird cage was empty. Tommy stepped from behind the couch and offered her a trade for a new PlayStation.
Awesome job. Perfect. All right. I think maybe just one more if we want to, because we only have 10 minutes left. We need one more suggestion in a few minutes back to the writers. But Michael, I don't want to shortchange the one-sided scene because I think that will be a fun way to end. So do we have one more person who wants to read their double? All right. Terry, give us the last one, and then Mike, you take it away.
Okay. Sheila tiptoed into the dimly lit room to the sound of a harpsichord. She quickly heard moaning coming from the dark, dusty corner. Suddenly, her estranged brother Damien put his hand on her shoulder and blindfold around her eyes. "Don't do it. Don't look. It's Mom and Dad. They're back together again."
Awesome. And the next one?
Judy Blume. It wasn't her house, so she tread cautiously. Her older sister had moved to Berkeley to go to school and was shacking up with her boyfriend, Charlie. As she entered, she smelled something strong and sweet and a little peppery. Suddenly, she wasn't alone in the room anymore. Charlie, in a kind, older brother-sounding voice, said, "It's okay, Margaret. It's legal now, and everybody's doing it. You'll see. You might like it."
Wow, that sounds like that could be the horror story too, doesn't it? The way you read that, anyway.
Judy Blume, had to be Margaret.
Awesome job, everybody! Give yourselves a round of Zoom applause.
Nice
that was
going,
fantastic.
Everybody. Yeah, real nice going. Very wonderful stuff. Wonderful. And we'll have a chance if we want to after the show is over to hang around and maybe read some more of these because they were just wonderful. Here's the next one. Get that piece of paper and pencil. Get it, or however you're doing it. This is called the one-sided scene. I'm going to deliver a line of dialogue, and then I would like you guys to write the next line of dialogue. It's a two-person scene, so I have my character, whatever that is, and you have your character. So I will deliver a line. I'll pause for 15 seconds or so, write what you think is the next line. Then I will do the next line, which I've got here written here, and we'll just have a scene that way. So here we go. The last time you said that, I did not take you seriously. I'm a horrible listener. I'm always thinking about myself. Well, that was very helpful. You are very insightful. You're an inspiration. Although modesty does not seem to be a dominant characteristic of yours. I'm sorry, what did you say? What did you say? Who wants to do a scene with me? I'd love to do some.
Forgive me for interjecting. Before we do the scene, we have 6 minutes left to write, so I think we give them their final suggestion, and then we can race through as many of these as possible.
Okay, wait. Last suggestion. What do you think, Ken?
How about somebody somebody is overcome with a huge emotion? What emotion?
Huge. We need a huge emotion. Laughter is a great emotion.
All right, that's it.
Hysteria, hysterical laughter.
Okay, perfect. I'll give them that, and go ahead. You can start reading some.
All right, let's read some of these scenes. I love doing scenes with people. So who would like to do a scene with me? I would love to. Who's that? Oh, all right, Miss Livingston. We'll do that. Let me get my script back up here. Okay, I'm ready now. Are you ready, Miss Livingston?
I am.
All right, here we go. The last time you said that, I did not take you seriously.
And now, do you believe I...
Say that again.
And now, do you believe I'm
a horrible listener. I'm always thinking about myself.
Wow, that's true. You didn't even let me finish.
That was very helpful. You are very insightful. You're an inspiration.
Insightful. I'm just trying to say that you constantly...
Although modesty does not seem to be a dominant characteristic of yours.
What? Just because I want to...
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I want to fit...
Thank you, Miss Livingston. That sounds sort of like a conversation here at the house. That's a little bit.
That was brilliant.
Anyone else? I'd love to.
I'm a slow writer.
I would love to do this scene with somebody. Oh, good. Oh, good. That's Delicia. Delicia? Is that
Delicia.
right?
Yeah, Delicia.
Delicia.
Hello.
Here we go. Here we go. You ready?
Yep.
B. The last time you said that, I did not take you seriously.
Well, this time you will. Punches him in the ear.
I'm a horrible listener. I'm always thinking about myself.
Learn it. Listen.
That was very helpful. Hey, you are very insightful. You're an inspiration.
They call it tough love.
Although modesty does not seem to be your dominant characteristic of yours.
I guess I need to do this again. Punches him again.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Shut up.
Thank you.
That's it.
Thank you. Thank you. I like the physical nature of the scene. Who else would like to who can I? Oh, good. Gene, you ready to do it? Here we go. The last time you said that, I did not take you seriously.
I know, that's why I'm saying it again.
I'm a horrible listener. I'm always thinking about myself.
What did you say?
That was very helpful. You are very insightful. You're an inspiration.
Speaking of inspiration, I'm leaving you.
Although modesty does not seem to be your dominant characteristic for yours.
Modesty is for wimps.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Goodbye, Mike.
Wow. I'm getting dumped left and right here. Wow. Ms. Garber, is that you there?
Yes.
Oh, would you like to do a scene with me?
Sure, but I'm going to do it without the writing. Okay, let's go. Yes.
Oh, here we go. The last time you said that, I did not take you seriously.
Well, that was too bad.
I'm a horrible listener. I'm always thinking about myself.
We established it years ago.
That was very helpful. You're very insightful. You're an inspiration.
Yes.
Although modesty does not seem to be a dominant characteristic of
I
yours.
pride myself in my humility.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
I pride myself on that.
Oh, good.
All right, everybody. I am giving our writers their 1 minute notice. They have 1 minute left to write. I bet we can squeeze some more in here while I'm doing this.
All right, we can do one more scene. Can we do one more scene?
Yeah, go for it.
I'm looking for hands, or how do I? Anybody? Come on, Karen. Let's do it.
All right, Karen, go ahead.
Come on, let's do it. Here we go. You ready?
It's rough.
Here we go.
I don't.
That's all right. I got to write mine down. Here we go. The last time you said that, I did not take you seriously.
I mean it.
I'm a horrible listener. I'm always thinking about myself.
I really want to move in with the kids.
That's very helpful. That you're very insightful. You are an inspiration.
But I want us both to want it.
Although modesty does not seem to be a dominant characteristic for yours.
You're not modesty either.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I said you're not modest either.
Thank you.
Awesome job. And that is their 45 minutes. I'm going to give them their comeback text right now. You folks are awesome.
That was great, you guys. That was great. That was such fun.
All right. We're letting the authors know that it's time to come back.
So maybe you guys want to turn off your videos and your microphones, and let's welcome back our playwrights. All right. Where are they? Are they coming back voluntarily or? There we got some people back. Yeah.
Come
good
back.
to see you, Jeff. There's Kat, Sam. Good. Lisa. Good to have you back. We had a wonderful time with our bunch here. Wrote some scenes. Had a great time. We're looking for Heather, and then we're ready to head off. Did you get that stuff in the chat, Ken?
Yeah. Well, I wrote come back. All right. Are we all back?
I think so.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. Before we move on to the next step, let me first of all just one more time thank everybody for taking place in our jam. That was awesome. Folks, if you are interested in our next performance of Right Away, that's going to be Monday, February 28th in the chat. I went ahead and I put the registration link, so you can go ahead and register right now for our show on the 28th. It's right there. Also, if you want to check out our websites, freestylerep.org and synergytheater.com, I put those websites in the chat for you up there as well. So go ahead and check us out. Both Freestyle Rep and Synergy Theater are 501c3 nonprofit organizations. And now more than ever, we rely very heavily on the generosity of our friends and donors and patrons in order to help us keep bringing awesome programming like this out there in the world for free. If you could pop onto one of those websites and make a small donation, we would appreciate it very, very much. Thank you.
Okay, everybody, the playwrights need a couple of minutes to cast their plays and prepare for the world premiere. So we're going to take a 10-minute intermission right now. Canada has put those websites and other stuff in the chat. So if you'd like to take this time to check out our companies, that would be great. So really, you can go off and do whichever you want to do during intermission, or you can stay here and watch the craziness that happens over the next 10 minutes. But otherwise, please come back. It's 8:26 now. It's 26 after. Come back at about 8:36. That's easy enough. I just add 10 and have a grand old time. Refreshments on the house for everybody. Come back at 8:36. See you in a bit.
Yay! Good job, Mike. That was a nice jam.
Thank you. Thank you. And you too, always, you got some great ideas. I wanted to read my stuff, but those are better. All right, you guys, it's time to start casting plays, I think. Lisa, have you got an idea of who you want?
I do.
Okay.
These are the parts that are just made for two people here, Jeff and Kat.
Jeff and Kat?
Yeah.
All right. Heather, thoughts about your casting?
Yeah, can I have Lisa, can you play Lou, and Kat, can you play Sally?
All right. Jeff? Oh, can't hear you.
Jeff, you're on mute.
Yeah, sorry. This is what I spent a year telling people they were on mute in my classes. Sorry. Yes, I have a cast of 5.
Wow. All
The
right,
biggest
cool.
cast I've ever had. So I'm trying to figure it out here. I think I would like, let's have Heather play Michelle. I'd like Ken to play Robert. Let's have Laura. Is she part of this or no?
I can be.
Yeah.
Okay. Could you read the role of Abby? Lisa, could you read the role of Shula, Dr. Shula? And then I have a one-line role of Francois. And Sam, could you read that?
Yes.
Thank you. All right, I'll send this out. Thanks.
All right. Kat, what have you got for people?
I have Jeff, could you play Quinn? And Lisa, could you play Toby?
And Sam, what do you got with that We Like Sheep?
Okay, everybody's in it. And Laura, you're in it too. And I have a small part in it myself. So I think that is, I think that's it, and I hope it all works out. And okay.
Are we all named our own names?
Yeah, sorry, you're all named your own name. Yeah, exactly. But try to bring something a little different to it, and not just be Ken Adams. I want to see something special.
All right.
No pressure.
Email those scripts away, you guys. Email them scripts away.
I think you'll have to hit reply all because I didn't put myself in the. So I mean, if you hit reply all, I'll get it. That's just Sam and Jeff. Yeah. Thank you.
Here they come. Oh.
This is nicely formatted, Jeff. That's good. I wish I could do that.
Oh, geez, I want to see it now.
Actually, I just went to Word. I've been using Final Draft, and I did Word this time.
Um, so, Heather, Sam. I'm not in your play, right, Jeff?
No,
Okay,
actually,
good.
you're not.
Thank you.
And right. Okay, cool. Great.
5 minutes, everybody.
I'm missing. I don't have Lisa's. Here it is.
I will be right back.
I got 3 minutes. All right. Oh, much better. Much better. Physical therapy. And 2 minutes.
Like if you had back problems for a long time?
No, I don't have back. Laura's the one with back problems. No, it's just I'm not able to endure the way she is. I whine all day long, all day long. I make her do everything.
A minute and a half, my friends. A minute and a half.
Hey Sam, am I an offstage voice in yours?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. I kind of want to see you, but you are basically an offstage voice. So yeah, I guess stay off stage, stay off camera.
Okay.
Is that all right?
Yep.
I don't know. Pains me to say that, but
writers, remember please when you introduce your play to remind the audience of your individual suggestion that you received, and set up the any stage directions that you didn't get to write but that you want to say. But remind them of what the suggestions were. And we will remind them of what all of the suggestions were. I have those easily accessible, Mike, if you want me to read those.
Okay, all right. Well, let's get that audience back. Should we get them back now? Audience.
Yeah, let's do it. Everybody, come on back.
Come on back, Canal. Come on, here we go. There you are. All right, there's my good friend Jean. She's always ready to come back to the whole action here. And all right. Hey, everybody, Karen, you back? Okay, did you get a refreshment? That's excellent. All right. Okay, audience. Synergy Theater coffee mugs. Ooh, I wouldn't mind one of those. Maybe for my birthday. All right, audience, you there? Are you there? I hope you're there. Grab your refreshments, join us, come back now to the theater. While we're gathering, and just let me remind you or invite you once again to join our Facebook page. It's Right Away Afterwards. It's for people who've been to the Right Away performances and would like to continue to have a conversation about the show or share the readings that they didn't get to do. So the Facebook page is Right Away Afterwards.
All right, now as we head into the premiere reading of our plays, we ask that everybody keep your camera off during the reading of the plays. So if you are not one of our performers, if you are not one of our writers, kindly turn your camera off at this moment. Thank you very much. And we also ask that you keep your microphone on mute during the readings. So if you'd rather not see the names of everybody with their cameras off, you can click on Hide Non-Video Participants, which you could do by moving your cursor to the lower left, clicking on that little caret next to the video camera icon, Video Options, scroll down to where it says Hide Non-Video Participants, and check that off. Now that won't affect what the rest of us see, and at the end of each reading, if you like, it's fun to pop your camera back on for a moment and give the playwrights a well-deserved round of applause.
All right. Okay. So let's review the suggestions, audience. Let's review those suggestions that we sent to the playwrights while they were writing. Ken, what were those suggestions?
All right. The first suggestion was a line of dialogue. Don't even think of messing with me today. The second suggestion was a stage direction. Suddenly the roof lifts off the building and they see an air balloon in the sky overhead. The third suggestion was another stage direction. A whistling wanderer walks by and releases a dove. And then the final suggestion, a character is overcome with a huge fit of hysterical laughter.
Oh, wonderful, you guys. And I'm sure you just kind of buttered them right into your work. Lisa, I believe you're first off the deck here. With your play. Rest of the playwrights, you can go away for a little bit. Lisa, if you'd remind us of your suggestion
Yes.
and take it away.
Okay. The suggestions were smaller dogs and horror. So the world premiere of Dog's Night In, and I will read stage directions as necessary.
Woof, woof, Lolita.
Oh, Fredo, girl, you slutty pooch. I love it when your whiskers do that sing, that twingly cling.
I think, my lovey love, that it's called a wiggle.
Oh, wiggle over here. I made the Chef Boyardee for you because I know you love it so much.
You're making my hair stand on edge, you know. The hair in that one place where I love it to be touched.
Oh, you mean?
No, you have such a dirty mind. I love it, but save it for after the dinner. I mean, that place where I like to be scratched. The humans call it my butt, but it's really more like a lower back, no?
Oh, I also love to be scratched in that spot so much. I think it's so funny when the humans scratch me there. My tail wags back and forth and I just can't help it.
I also think it is so funny.
It's so good you could get away from your humans tonight when I have the house all to myself.
Yes, thank God the pandemic is easing up, no? I couldn't take much more of my humans being at home all the damn time. No time for Frenching with my little French poodle Lolita.
Yes, thank God. Thank God the Omicron peak has passed. Soon, God willing, we will have the whole house to ourselves every day, too.
Oh, allow, God willing.
God be willing. Toy.
Lolita, shh. I hear something moving in the basement.
Don't even think of messing with me today.
No, no joke. I did hear it. And you know what they say about the hearing of a German Shepherd, don't you?
No, tell me.
He's good.
And?
That is all.
Oh.
A loud noise is heard.
Oh, I heard it that time.
It's probably just the water heater.
Yes, probably. I am not worried. I want to concentrate on us tonight. Mon amour, my stud puppy.
Yes, let this song of love play on. I want to dance with you in my arms. But first, let's eat our Chef Boyardee. Delicious. You've outdone yourself again.
It was nothing. The hardest part was getting the can open.
You are ingenious.
Now, where were we?
Come to me, my love, for the moon hits my eye like a big pizza pie.
That's amore. Oh, Fredo, you remembered our favorite movie. Did you bring the DVD?
Even better, I have the Netflix password.
Oh, quel romantique.
Another loud noise from the basement.
I'm afraid that is no water heater.
I'm afraid, Fredo.
Don't worry, Lolita. Let's simply go down to the basement to see what is making the noise. Simple.
No. Haven't you ever watched a horror movie? You never go down to the basement. Those are always the first to be killed.
Killed? Who said anything about being killed, my sweet? That is your delicate poodle nature talking.
Oh, I'm so grateful to have my big German Shepherd. You're never afraid.
Fredo and Lolita open the basement door and begin to go down the stairs. But a loud and very scary, high-pitched yelping can be heard. They retreat and run up the stairs into the attic.
What the devil?
That was the scariest sound.
My tail is still between my legs. I can't move it.
Let me scratch your butt.
Ah, that feels so good. And my tail is wagging again.
You cannot help it. You're a dog.
The roof lifts off the building and an air balloon appears in the sky. A ladder comes down.
That is funny. Everybody knows that dogs cannot climb ladders.
Double funny. They are anthropomorphizing us.
Silly.
But how will we explain the roof?
Just act like you didn't notice it.
Let's go back downstairs. I feel sheepish. I'm sure we got ourselves worked up for nothing.
For sure.
Fredo, you left the door to the basement open.
I'm out of here.
You leave me alone here and it's over between us.
The hair on my butt is once again standing up.
A whistling wanderer walks right by the window and releases a dove.
The world tonight is full of symbols that are over my head.
They are also over my head, for we are only dogs.
Let us try, mon amour. First, the noise in the basement. That can only be out of a dog's nightmare. The roof lifts up, a balloon comes down, and then the ladder down. And then we come down the stairs, and the dove went up. Mean anything to you?
It means I think that the world is topsy-turvy. What is down is up, and what is up is down. And it all started with the sounds coming from the basement. I think, my dear, that we must go down and face the thing that started it all.
You are such a smart dog.
They tell me I'm in the top 10 breeds for brains.
Oh.
Follow me, Lolita.
They descend into the basement.
Ah!
20 more small dogs!
Crawling all over each other.
Pooping and biting.
And yapping.
You know what this means, yes?
Your humans brought puppies home.
I am being replaced. Horror.
The cuteness.
Stop that laughing. Amour, please stop. Well, I guess I could learn to love a little puppy.
End of play.
The hardest thing was opening the can.
You guys were brilliant.
That was awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right. Heather Adams. Am I right, or is it Jeff Torreson?
No, Heather Adams.
Heather Adams. Thank you. Take it away.
All right. My suggestion from the beginning was dim as a Christmas bulb, and I will be reading stage directions.
1 second.
Sally and Lou are working on removing the winter lights from the line of trees on Main Street. They are on the last tree. It is otherwise dark.
Sorry. You know, Lou, I thought these things were supposed to be brighter.
What do you mean? Seems bright enough to me.
I can barely read the sign on Tony's ice cream shop right there. I thought all these lights would give off, you know, more light.
There's only one tree left, Sally.
Sure, but isn't each bulb supposed to be pretty bright in and of itself?
No.
No? Isn't that the point?
No.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Sure I do.
What's a light for if not to give off light?
It's supposed to look pretty around the tree.
It's not just about looking pretty. It's supposed to light the way so you can see where you're going.
No, I don't think so.
Well, then why would they turn off the street lamps when we put up the winter lights? They serve the same purpose.
The fact that they can light the way is incidental.
Incidental?
I've always said we should leave the street lamps on, even with the trees lit up.
When did you say that?
Well, I thought it anyway.
Wouldn't the street lamps take away from the prettiness about it if you liked it so much?
Maybe.
You'd want them on anyway?
Yes.
And it sounds like you're as dim as these bulbs.
Okay.
Great. Glad we're agreed.
I didn't say that. I don't agree. I just don't want to argue.
No, go ahead. Defend yourself. You think the lights are just supposed to be pretty, but you'd undermine that by putting the street lamps on. How is that not dim?
I think people should be able to see.
They can see with the winter lights. When they're up on all the trees, at least.
People can see enough to walk down the street, but they don't see everything.
Don't even think of messing with me today. I won't take all your theories. I mean, really, what's out there in the street that people are missing with just the winter lights?
Well, you want me to talk about it or not?
Just come on, tell me.
There's a lot of things. There's things hidden in the shadows. Not bad things necessarily, just things that are nice to know about when they're there. And then there's all these specific colors and people's faces, and they all just start to blend together when the light is too dim. That's the main thing, really. You can't see all the colors.
What colors?
Okay, look down. Look at the sidewalk. In the light of day, there's at least 5 different types of gray in there. But right now, it all looks just like a wash of muddy yellow.
Why are you staring at the sidewalk? You're supposed to be looking at the lights.
Exactly. They're made dim enough so you can stare at them for hours. If they were really bright enough to see by, it would take more effort and discomfort to look at them directly.
So you think because they're comfortable, they're bad?
I don't think they're bad. I think they're beautiful.
So why are you trying to ruin a beautiful thing?
I'm not.
No.
This is why I didn't want to explain myself.
Because you'd run out of sensible things to say.
Because no matter what I said, you'd make it seem like I said something else.
What? I don't do that.
Okay.
Don't do that.
Okay.
No, stop that.
What?
Don't just shut down on me. We've got a whole bunch of branches left still.
I don't know what you want me to say.
So tell me what you really meant. If I got it wrong, tell it to me right.
Okay.
Great.
I just think it's better for people to see where they're going, where they're really going. It doesn't have to take away the beauty. It can add to it.
You think those street lamps are beautiful?
I don't know, not in the traditional way, but maybe just the fact that they help people see what's around them makes them more beautiful than anything.
Suddenly, the roof lifts off of Tony's ice cream shop and they see an air balloon in the sky overhead.
Come on, let's finish with this tree.
You saw that, right?
I don't know what I saw.
Can we get these street lamps on already?
Don't make this about the lights.
It is about the lights. There's something going on and we can't see what it is because we're stuck out here with this little bundle of dim winter lights.
It's a big bundle.
No, Sally, it's not. Come on, it's time. Let's get on the other lights.
I'm not turning on the street lamps.
This is the last tree. We're going to unplug these soon. We'll have to anyway. Plus, there's something weird going on. We have to be able to see.
We can see just fine.
We can't. Why are you being like this? What's the big deal?
They're too bright, all right? It's like you said, they're hard to look at and I don't like them.
So you're just going to leave the street in darkness?
It'll be light soon enough anyway, and then they'll get put back on the schedule and it will all be like normal.
What if something bad happens before the sun comes up?
It won't.
Look at the roof of Tony's ice cream shop. You can see that, can't you? It's got to be at least 6 inches above the end of the wall. What could do something like that?
It's probably just a weird shadow.
You don't know that. And did you see the air balloon? Who still uses air balloons? What if it's related?
A whistling wanderer walks by and releases a dove. The bird perches on a branch that still has lights on it.
Look at that dove.
It's nice. Can we turn the lights on now?
I don't think the dove wants us to turn on the lights.
What?
It's sitting on top of the lights. It wants us to leave the lights up.
It's a bird. It'll move to a different branch.
We have to keep up the winter lights, at least on this tree.
For the bird.
Yes, for the bird, for the beauty. In fact, we should go back. We should put back the lights on all the trees.
Our job is to take them down.
So what?
People are expecting it of us. It's how we move forward with the year on to different seasons.
That's just the thing. I don't think we should move on. These lights are a beautiful way to light the path, and I think we should just have them on all year long.
There are people who rely on street lamps. It's one thing to turn them off for a couple of weeks, but to darken Main Street this much all year, we can't.
I'm going to talk to the mayor about it. I'm going to get signatures and everything.
I'll get more.
You're going to fight me on this?
Of course.
You'll lose.
I can't.
Of course you will. I want to bring beauty to this past. You want to flood it with harsh light that reveals all its disgusting imperfections.
Imperfections are a part of life. Beautiful in their own way.
Yeah, try winning people over with that campaign slogan.
Come on, why are you doing this? Really?
I like the lights. They make me happy. They make it easier to let go of all the parts of life I don't like.
If you keep ignoring what you don't like, it'll only get worse.
Not with these lights. These lights make it better.
The lights suddenly go out. End of play.
Very
nice.
deep. Very deep, multi-layered and deep. Ooh. Nice going, Heather. Nice going. Nice.
Amazing performance.
That was awesome.
Jeff.
All right.
Jeff, what do you got for us?
Yes. All right. I have got for you a play, is what I've got.
Excellent.
Or I'll call it that at least. And this has a cast of several. So those of you that are in it, you know when to come on or that you start on. And to remind you of my suggestion was an OBGYN in a casino. And let me take off my video. I'll read stage directions. There are a few. And here we go. Okay, a waiting room. It looks like a typical doctor's waiting room, except there are no windows to the outside. Abby, an elderly receptionist, sits behind a sliding glass window. Michelle and Robert, in their late 30s, enter.
Ooh, this is amazing.
I told you, didn't I? You never know it was here. These are the casinos of the future, I'm telling you.
I was stunned when I saw Fishmonger and the place to adopt a puppy, but this.
Abby opens up the window.
Welcome to Dr. Shula's here at the Palaceum d'Amour. Do you have an appointment or is this a walk-in?
No, thanks. We actually just wanted to see the office. My girlfriend couldn't believe it existed. It's amazing.
Don't even think of messing with me today.
Excuse me?
I have had it. You all think you can just walk into an OBGYN on a whim, look around, and not even take it seriously and go back to playing Keno? How do you think that makes us feel?
Not good?
You're damn right. We take our business seriously, and you should too. Dr. Shula studied at Johns Hopkins. Johns Hopkins.
Honey, just back out of the room slowly. Wow, he sounds fabulous and very well trained. Come on, run for it.
No, I'll see the doctor.
What?
I will. I can see this woman's point. An OBGYN in a casino might seem laughable to us, almost too weird to be real. But it's these people's jobs, and we should salute them.
This woman gets it. Thank you.
Honey, this is ludicrous. When you wanted to come to a casino to celebrate moving in together, I thought it was strange, but you don't have to do this. Don't you already have a doctor?
Of course I do.
Of course she does.
But maybe Dr. Shula will be a better fit. I don't like old Dr. Grayson. Tell me about Dr. Shula.
She's amazing. She's very understanding, and she does magic.
What?
Oh, really?
Suddenly, the roof lifts off the building and they see an air balloon in the sky overhead.
Voila. This is what you get at Palaceum d'Amour.
Holy shit! What the hell is going on? And what kind of name is that for a casino anyway? Is it French or like a Latin thing or?
Hush, Robert. There she is. Is that Dr. Shula?
A voice can be heard from inside the balloon, out of sight of the audience.
Hello. Are you my next appointment?
Yes, doctor. This is what was your name?
Michelle Yeager. I'm here for a checkup.
Excellent. I'll meet you in exam room 4.
A whistling wanderer enters the now open air waiting room, passes by and releases a dove.
Hi, Francois. They got you on doves now?
Away.
He exits.
Okay. I've had enough of this. Honey, we got to get out of here. Right now. You can't trust some woman in a balloon as your...
He looks to the skies, but the balloon's gone.
Wait. Where did she go?
Shula suddenly appears standing behind Robert and Michelle.
Looking for me.
Wonderful. You are the best doctor I've ever seen.
Isn't she? Brava, doctor. Brava.
Thank you, John Hopkins. They truly are the best.
Robert is overcome with hysterical laughter.
Robert, calm down.
This is crazy. The whole thing is crazy. You, me, moving in together after only a few weeks. I can't do this. We can't do this. It's a sign.
Yes, it is a sign, Robert. It's a sign that you need to believe in magic, in surprise, in the world of Palaceum d'Amour.
Believe with me, sweetheart.
Examine room 4 is ready. Are you?
She claps her hand and glitter falls from the sky.
Voila.
End of play. Thank you all. Cast of thousands, I appreciate it.
That was awesome. I saw the glitter.
Kat, you got a play for us to read?
I do indeed.
Oh, excellent.
All right. My suggestions were, what were they again? They were lime green and curtsy were my suggestions. And I'll read stage directions and things. I think everything else is relatively straightforward. Here we go. So our setting is a brightly colored oh, let me go away though. Okay. Our setting is a brightly colored kitchen slash family room in bright colors and wild oversized furniture and utensils, a la Pee-wee's Playhouse. Quinn stands at the island in the kitchen mixing something pink in a large bowl. They're wearing lime green taffeta party dress with a big bow covered by a pink and white striped apron, and speak directly into an iPhone camera on a tripod in front of the bowl.
And then mix with vigor until the batter starts to froth. Yes, froth, froth, froth. There is nothing like frothy batter. Batter can't be found. Better batter can't be found. You know, when I was a youngster, no one ever made the batter frothy enough. And then the sweets, as delicious as they may have been, never quite had the ultimate lightness that what one would float away with each bite that you can achieve when you follow Chef Twinkle's recipes.
Toby enters.
See my good jacket? I thought you said you were going to pick it up at the cleaners after.
Don't even think of messing with me today, Toby.
Whoa, I was just asking.
Sure, you were just asking. I know a dig when I hear one. I've said I was sorry like a million times.
Stand down, Twinkles. Really, I just wondered if you picked up my jacket.
Quinn stops the camera on the phone and starts to wipe the counter.
The answer is yes. And the stain did not come out. So.
For Christ's sake, really? Geez, Quinn, you could have said something.
It was my plan to crochet you a new one. In fact, it was coming up in the next segment.
Oh my God. You were going to crochet me a new blazer? That's crazy.
I'm not crazy.
I didn't say you were crazy.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Well, you implied it. You imply it when you say everything I do is crazy.
I don't say everything you do is crazy, but.
But what? Chef Twinkle's YouTube channel makes twice what you make at that stuffy law firm.
I know. Believe me, no one lets me forget it.
They stand staring at each other for a minute in silence. Toby takes a fingerful of the batter and tastes it.
Good.
Frothy?
Yes.
I'm sorry about your jacket. I should have been more careful and not splattered sauce on it.
Suddenly the roof lifts off the house right above their head.
What?
They're terrified and jump into Quinn's arms. Quinn looks mildly surprised, but not upset at all.
Oh, right. It's Tuesday. I guess I forgot to mention the floaty cam.
The whatty cam?
The floaty cam. YouTube had this special for their biggest influencers. See that balloon up there?
He points to a brightly colored hot air balloon in the sky. Toby timidly peeks up.
Huh?
They arranged the whole thing. The roof removal, the floaty cam, wave. Everyone will be able to see our whole kitchen, our whole house plan from above. And they're including all of us in a cross promotion. I'm sure it's going to go viral.
You did this on purpose.
Of course. It's going to be huge.
Toby pulls away and goes to the front closet. They pull out a gray trench coat and pick up a briefcase from a chair.
What's up? Where are you going? Don't you like the balloon? It's cool, right?
Yeah. Quinn, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm the one who's crazy. Clearly, frothy batter and floaty balloons are way more fun and exciting than briefcases and briefs, but I need to live in a house where I can depend on the roof being there.
What? Wait, what are you saying?
I have to live in the real world. Your magical fantasy world just doesn't work like this. It's not real.
Toby goes to the front and opens the front door.
Just look out there. There's the real world, real suffering people who have real lives and need real help. I can't live in this crazy candy box. Just take a look.
They gesture out the door. Just as they do, a whistling wanderer walks by and releases a dove. The dove flies into the house.
Oh.
The dove flies around a bit and lands on Quinn's shoulder and starts picking batter out of Quinn's curls. Toby and Quinn stare at the bird and each other, and the bird and each other.
Your point?
They start to laugh. Quinn throws a little bit of the batter at Toby, who first gasps, but then comes closer, scoops up some and throws it back. We continue to have a batter fight. Finally, Quinn pauses for one last take to the floaty cam above, and with a grand sweeping curtsy says,
"Don't forget to like and follow."
Curtain.
Very nice.
That was
Very
awesome.
nice.
That was awesome. All right. Are we up? Oh, I'm sorry, Michael.
Well, we're up to the last one, but just to remind everybody that after we read Sam's play, which is the last one of the evening, we're going to stick around for a little bit and just chat with each other and chat with you, and any thoughts you might have, anything you want to offer to us is always we're ready for it anytime you want to. So we'll have a little talk back, but first we come to Mr. Sam Johnson and your play.
All right. So I asked for the name of a hymn that hadn't been sung before. And the suggestion I took was "We Like Sheep," which is a great coincidence because that's the name of my play. And it features everybody here, all the playwrights, and Laura as well, but she will not be here. Why am I explaining that? Why am I taking the magic out of this performance? Typical. Okay, I'm going to read the stage directions, and I'm going to stop my video, and then we will begin. All right, we're at a small New England church, and a choir is gathered to greet the new music director, fresh from music school. They ad-libbed small talk until Mike gets their attention.
Hello. All right. Hello. Excuse me, guys. I just want to introduce you to our new director. Everyone, this is Heather Adams.
Hello.
We're so happy you're here.
I can see you.
God is good. A
Praise
real music
Jesus.
director.
We can sing. We can sing. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Oh my. Well, I appreciate the enthusiasm, everyone. I'm super excited to be here, and I can't wait to get to know all you all in the weeks ahead.
We are so happy. As I mentioned in the interview, we have not had a music director for years, so we're just we're a little desperate.
But the Lord provides. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Oh gosh, I'm touched. Well, let's just dive right in. Maybe we should start with something simple. Does everyone know "For the Beauty of the Earth"? Okay. The old rugged cross.
I don't know.
We are climbing Jacob's ladder. No worries. Why don't you sing one you do know?
Why don't we? We'd love to sing "We Like Sheep."
Oh, okay. I don't know that one. Is that in the hymnal?
Oh, we don't have hymnals. The old choir director took them when she left.
It wasn't exactly an amicable split.
But the Lord touched and inspired us to write down some of our own hymns.
Don't even think of messing with me today.
We wouldn't dream of messing with you.
We're here to sing, not mess.
Amen, Jeff. Amen.
Okay, well, let's hear We Like Sheep.
In the
bright
rays
of the sky, in the cool blue of the deep, there's a message we all sing. We like sheep.
Okay, great start. Is that from scripture?
I think so.
Yeah, pretty sure.
It comes from the heart, which is inspired by the word.
You know any other hymns?
Are you sure we didn't finish We Like Sheep?
Why don't we sing Lead Us to the Backyard?
Okay, that's definitely not in the Bible.
The music director also took all our Bibles.
Keep us on the path, Lord, the straight and narrow path. Lead us not to the dry way.
We've
seen enough of that. Take us not to the side yard where we store the grill. Lead us to the backyard. If it is thy will.
Guys, I'm sorry, but that is not a hymn. Not a hymn in any hymnal.
Well, that's what we've been trying to tell you. We don't have any hymnals.
We don't have Bibles or hymnals.
That's what we've been trying to tell you. We have no idea what we're doing.
Amen. Praise Jesus. Not a fucking clue.
Suddenly the roof lifts off the building and they see an air balloon in the sky overhead.
Oh, Lord, help us. The roof is off the building.
What is happening?
We're being punished. We've sinned.
Forgive us, Lord. We didn't try to die. We're trying to be good.
There's a crackly static from a loudspeaker up above, then a voice coming through a loudspeaker.
Shut up, Mike. This is not a punishment from the Lord. I'm punishing you. Me.
Is that Laura?
Holy shit, I think that's Laura.
Laura, is that you?
Yes, you idiots. Of course it's me. Who else would do this?
Definitely sounds like Laura.
Laura, who are you and why have you done this?
Are you the new music director?
Hi. Yes, I'm Heather Adams.
Well, I'm the former music director. I worked with this choir for 30 years, 30 of my best years given to these people and they're singing. And guess what? They stink. I tried to get them to stop, but they will not. It's ending today.
Who the hell is that guy?
Hey, you.
Whistling wanderer smiles benevolently at Mike, then points to his ears. He has ear pods and can't hear Mike. Instead, he points up at the balloon.
That dove, what's it doing?
Hey, get away from me, dove!
The dove is attacking.
Holy shit!
Holy fucking shit!
No, don't do that!
There's a loud puncture sound, then a loud hissing. The choir follows the path of the punctured balloon as it and Laura fly all over the sky and then off beyond the horizon.
Well, I'll be damned.
That was some very wild shit.
Hey, where did the whistling stranger go?
He's gone.
I don't get it. What's so funny?
It's pretty obvious, don't you think? That woman's been trying to get us to stop singing for 30 years, but the Lord, he moves in mysterious ways.
Indeed. Well, why don't we start over? Let's hear We Love Sheep one more time.
In the bright rays of the sky, in the cool blue of the deep, there's a message we all can sing. We like sheep.
The end.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
I was moved.
I wet my
Same.
pants.
I loved it. I loved it. Well, listen, I just want to say thank you to everybody here. Just a wonderful night. And if I may share this with you, I'd sure like to. Let me give this a try. Here we go. And Laura?
Yep. I just want to make sure my microphone is on because it so seldom is. And I wanted to thank everybody for coming tonight and for coming for the past 21 months. As all this descended on us, I think it's great how we discovered that supporting each other is a way of supporting ourselves. And you've supported us by coming. The playwrights tonight have supported us by giving us a great time. And the folks that are scrolling by on the screen here have actually supported us with some financial contributions as we keep negotiating this new normal that comes towards us and then recedes and then comes towards us again. We appreciate all the support as we find our way back to live performance and then don't. And then thank you all very much. Our websites, if you want to check us out, are in the chat, and we appreciate having you here with us.
It's been a grand evening. Thank you very, very much. And I hope you'll join us next month, February 28th, which is the last day of the month, hosted by Kat. You'll be hosting it with Laura. And Ken and I and Lisa and our good friend Laura Valpy will be back with us this coming February 28th, along with Alex Rowe, who is the artistic director of New York City's Obie Award-winning playhouse, the Metropolitan Playhouse. And you can register right now. I think the link. Did you put the link right in the chat?
Yeah, you scroll up a little bit and you'll find it. But I'll do it again right now. There it is. If you want to register for our next right away, go ahead and do that.
And everybody else, another round of applause for the wonderful work that the playwrights did and the wonderful work that the actors did. And sometimes they're playwrights and they are actors all in one. So if you're staying around, that's great. You can pop your video back on. The show is pretty much over right now. Thanks for coming tonight. And Well, I hope we'll see you all next month. All right. Thanks very much.
And thank you for staying for the talk back, those of you who are. I'd like to kick things off and ask this question to the writers. Anybody can jump in. And then, folks, this is just a big open conversation. If you have a question, go ahead when an open moment happens and ask your question. So my question is, do you find writing for what you know is going to be a short piece on Zoom somehow more freeing than when you are writing for a longer piece or for the stage, if that is what you do? What type of freedom do you find in our little experiment here as a writer that you don't find elsewhere?
I find great freedom in it. It is so much easier to me than having something, first of all, having to create something that's open-ended, something that's longer. And when you don't have time, that thing kicks in that just comes from beneath and just comes out. You don't have time to mess around with procrastination and thinking about what you're going to do. You just do it. I love that.
Yeah, thank you. Any of the other writers have any thoughts about that? Yeah, Heather?
Yeah, the limitless logistical possibilities of Zoom is amazing. Like, we can have a roof fly off and a hot air balloon show up, and it doesn't matter that would take a cajillion dollars to make happen on a stage, because we're going to do it right here in 45 minutes and it's going to be awesome and we'll all love it. And it can be just as much a part of the story as anything else. So it's very cool in that sense.
Yeah, so when you're writing for the stage and you actually have an indication that it might be produced, you are somehow restricted by the realities of that?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. It reminds me, I teach a lot of online improv classes, and one of the new ones that we're doing lately, which has been so much fun, is audio-only improv, where nobody turns their cameras on, and when we improvise with each other, we keep our eyes closed. So we're not looking at the rooms around us, and we're not looking at the information on our screen. It's just all in our imaginations. And in a way, it's like this, the vividness of the reality that our imaginations create, at least for me when I'm improvising that way, is so much more impressionable on me than when my eyes are open and I really have to work harder to pretend I'm in that location. And there's somehow a crossover here. I think that the freedom is just unbridled because there's no restrictions from reality at all.
Sounds like radio plays.
We do some radio plays. We do all kinds of different fun things. And yeah, it's really quite magical, quite an experience. Any questions or anything from either the writers or any of the other audience members? Yes, Jean.
I was just amazed by the We Like Sheep people who managed to do improv in Zoom rooms where the sound is completely not possible, it seems, but you made it work. It was just the most amazing thing I think I've ever seen.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now, it did seem like you could hear more than one voice, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's unusual for Zoom.
When is the album coming out?
I think the key was Sam wrote a play where it was supposed to sound dreadful. So we were absolutely able to do it.
Yeah, I mean, you do
but it still
know that
flowed together. There were, I mean, it was, you could understand the words. That's what I found amazing.
Yeah, it's funny. Well, if you've ever been in an office when somebody's had a birthday and everybody sings happy birthday, the tempo goes way down. It's always very slow. So I think when people sing together and you're sort of waiting to hear what the other people sound like, or you're trying to sound in unison, what I really liked about watching that was Mike was really directing the hell out of it. He was doing that really fast, but it had absolutely no bearing on the actual of the singing. So I did like that. And yeah, I do, right. I know that you can't really I am kind of curious about your experience, Ken, in doing Zoom improv, because you can't really talk over people. It's hard to do that, and that's such a big part of just any normal interaction. But
yeah, when we first started teaching on Zoom, we all had these concerns. We're not in person. How are we possibly going to make it work? From my personal experience, and then Stacy and Karen can talk too, and Anaf, because they take my classes as well. But from my personal experience, I find acting and interacting with another person via Zoom to be very, very intimate, and to really afford that connection just the way it would on stage. You know, you see the person, you're so close to them. And I find the emotional energy easy to go back and forth. And I find the listening, especially in that audio only, to be even more intense. So the over talking is often less than in the real world, because when your eyes are closed, right, you have no option but to listen really closely. And the sensitivities you develop that way are quite impressive, I find. If any of the other online improv students want to chime in about that, and Kat too, of course.
Love to hear from the students first, and then I can yap about it.
Well, go ahead, Kat.
We transferred all our show. Well, Ken, you also, I know, have been did shows online for a long time. We transferred all of our shows as well as our classes online. And what we found with our shows was we started doing formats. Our formats got simpler and simpler and simpler and simpler. So anything that's about a gimmick or a hoop game, or certainly singing, some of those were harder because of what you're talking about, Sam, and lag time. We're really just talking about lag time, anything that has to be like, but as you're saying, Ken, what we loved was just doing like 2-person scenes, because every offer is, I mean, it's like film acting as opposed to stage acting, right? You're right here next to each other. So our favorite format now to do online, and we've been back for the last month online, is just something called 2x2, where it's just a series of longer, 10-minute 2-person scenes that we do, and then we try to weave everything together at the end.
Karen.
Yeah, I think as a student, the words and trying to convey the emotion becomes strong, kind of focusing on that in Zoom. I do miss the in-person, though. There's things you can do by somebody says something and stepping away a little bit, or coming closer to them when you have something important to say. Those don't seem to translate directly that way. You have to do it through more, words, or that's something that's been hard for me to convey over Zoom. But as focusing on maybe the words and the connection quite a bit.
Yeah, it's interesting. With Zoom, we tend to, we have created a lot of shows, Synergy Theater did, where the characters are sitting next to each other and talking to each other. So we have, like, for example, we created a show, well, what did we call it? I forget. It was a 1950s genre show, like Happy Days. But we created it so that a lot of the show took place with the cast sitting around a table at a drive-in restaurant talking to each other. So we really learned to lean into telling the story through dialogue without the characters having to move physically. Well, I was going to ask some of the other, just on the acting level, even though this is scripted acting, not improv, but how do you feel about that? Like, you're reading one of these beautiful 2-person plays that somebody wrote, and you're reading back and forth. Do you in fact find that you can get to that place where you're exchanging emotional energy almost as naturally as it feels when you're on stage, or no? Jeff?
I really like it. I have to say, I don't act a lot anymore, but I really enjoy the reading of the plays. What I think it might be closest to, and I could be wrong about this, is like the old days of radio. When you would see these shows that were basically done in front of a studio audience and recorded live, and you'd see them, if you see them, they're standing in front of a microphone, and so they're kind of relating with the other people, but not entirely. But there's something that just becomes intimate about it, and like, for me, when I'm reading a script, I can't see the other person because I'm looking at the script. So you're sort of almost intuiting what's going on and what's happening with them. And I don't know. I enjoy it. It's unusual. It's certainly not any of the acting experiences that I've had before. But again, I think kind of what you're talking about in terms of improv, there's something sort of, you kind of have to hone your senses, and you also have to really lean into the words. I guess I like that too as a writer as well. Like you have to lean into the words. You can't go off script really, because that's all you have. So that's been my experience. I enjoy it.
Yeah. Now, Sam, writing for a show like Beavis and Butthead, an animated series, surely the actors have to refine this to a high art, don't they?
That kind of, yeah, it's really interesting how they do it, and how, I mean, Beavis and Butthead is one thing, and they do follow the script pretty much. I mean, Mike Judge does all the voices, so he will change stuff. But I've been on shows, I've worked on different animated shows where some of the best stuff that they get is not stuff that's written, but they just keep the mics rolling, and it's just people talking in a sound booth. And it could be really funny just to pluck these things out of context and to use those, and just these sort of captured asides and moments that sometimes they're in character, and sometimes it's just their voices, and whatever, they've found some gem. But there's a real art to that always amazes me, when some brilliant editor can put it together and make it better than it's always better than what it is on the page. It's just, how you slice it together. But yeah, it's a lot of listening. One thing I will say that has been really great in Zoom for me, since we're talking about Zoom, is how one of the things that I really dislike about being a TV writer is that you are expected to pitch always new shows. That's a big part of it, is you have to say, you go out and you try to sell shows, which is great if you're good at that, and great if you have great ideas, whatever. But oftentimes it's always a performance. Any kind of selling, anything like that is a performance. And some people are good at it. I'm quite bad at it. I don't like doing it, and I never feel very comfortable doing it. But when you're pitching, it's like Jeff's saying, you have a script on the screen. They can't see the script, obviously. They think they're staring, they're making good eye contact with you, but you're just reading the lines, telling them what they should buy. And that to me is such a relief to be able to do it that way. I feel like it makes my performance better because I'm less self-conscious, and it makes, I don't know, I feel like you just are better at selling that way. That's been a boon for me. Otherwise, Zoom is not a lot of fun in a writer's room, because you do like to chat and just it is a real kind of free for all a lot of times, and it's hard to really get that going. I mean, you're a teacher, and there are teachers here in this group that I feel like it's really hard on Zoom you really have to be so much more of a director than you would normally. You really have to lead the conversation, because otherwise it just sort of peters out. You're just constantly on, or maybe I'm just more aware of it on Zoom, but I feel like Zoom has really heightened that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the interesting thing I think that we've all discovered about being on Zoom, whether it's a social event or a business meeting, is that you can't break off into side conversations the way it naturally happens when you're all together. So if there isn't somebody who is taking the lead at any given moment, then there's just a whole lot of awkward silence, and it really does require a certain amount of passing the ball back and forth, like the Native American speaking stick, in order to make sure that the conversation or that the activity continues on well. Yeah, yes, Karen, you may have the speaking stick.
Thank you. And I think Kenny found out too that some people who couldn't take a class in person, maybe because of a physical disability or certain things, that they are able to take the online classes. So, do I miss the in-person classes? Most certainly. Do I also think that maybe one of the upsides of the pandemic is that maybe individuals will have more access to things in their creative side, and thinking maybe somebody has difficulty walking. And so they're like, I can't go into a class where they're going to want me to go back and forth, or I'm going to have to, I can't drive there or something like that, that it'll open up and, more doors creatively for individuals who are maybe challenged that way.
Yeah, absolutely. Anat, did you have something?
Yeah, well, one thing is, if it wasn't for the Zoom, I'm on the East Coast. I could never take classes with Cal because I wouldn't be flying to LA to study. And this is a great opportunity. And there is the other thing. Why do we have to compare Zoom versus something else? Why not treat it as a new phenomenon with lots of possibilities to explore, create, just like VR is creating something new? Why just compare? It's not like that. Especially in improv, on Zoom, those of us who are not particularly good at creating physical reality by just manipulating objects, which is, like a whole skill by itself, can get by easily on Zoom, because you just imagine that I sweep the floor, but you cannot see that I'm not sweeping it as well as one of you would sweep it, because I would have to really work hard on that sweeping. But so I just can imagine them sweeping, and I can see Karen is taking packages of from wherever. So in some ways, I think we use much more imagination in this forum than in any other one. And that actually appeals to me way more.
Yeah, I think that's a brilliant point and a really well-placed one. I took a full semester of Meisner floor sweeping in college. We did mime floor sweeping, we did with broom, with vacuum. It was a whole thing.
And he had to sweep it under the rug. There was quite a bit that had to go on.
That's why we called our company the Mop and Bucket Company.
Yeah, no, I don't really want to take away from that point enough. I think that was an excellent point.
Well, I think this
yes,
show,
Mike.
this show is an example of how Zoom is helping us create a certain not a genre, but a way to engage people.
I will also say that there are all sorts of people who are using Zoom and figuring out ways to be really physical with it. So that hasn't been the way that we collectively have done a lot, but there are all sorts of people who are doing things like, how do you make entrances? How do you use your body? How do you go near and far? And like what you were talking about, actually what I wanted to tell him was, there's all sorts of ways that you can use this space in really physical ways. Just like film, just like learning the art, how old movies used to be filmed stage plays, right? If you look at the 30s and 40s, and then they were like, oh, wait a second, we can do these cool things. So, yeah.
Any other thoughts or questions that anybody would like to ask the writers or the actors or the audience?
Good jam.
Yeah, it sure was. All right, maybe.
I have a question.
Oh, yes, enough, please.
I'm really curious. You all did ingenious jobs. How did you incorporate that roof? It was so organic, and it fell off for you like a roof off top of your head. How did you incorporate it so ingeniously?
What a lovely question. Thank you. Anybody want to take that one? Yeah, Kat.
I felt very lucky because I'd created this sort of weird house that was also sort of a television set. And I was like, I have written however many, over a dozen plays for this. And this is the only one where that suggestion would work. So I had this moment of I was like, that is a really nasty suggestion to give. And it just magically works for my play. So just felt serendipitous. I don't know how anybody else did it.
I was wondering how anyone who wrote an outside scene was going to handle it, Heather Adams.
Yeah, it stumped me, I'll admit. I had to sit there and think about it a little bit more than I usually do for suggestions. But I don't know, at the end of the day, you only have however, maybe a minute tops to think about how you're going to do it. And then you just have to do something. So you kind of just figure it out. But it's fun.
Anybody else want in on that one?
I'll just say that I had my doggies just about to go down into the basement. And so I was just like, confound it. What am I going to do? And yeah, I obviously figured out a way to do it, but it was one of those, it's like curses on that suggestion.
They were tough. You guys were tough tonight. Those were meaner than usual.
Yeah. All right, my good friends. What do you think, Michael? Shall we say goodnight to everybody?
It's time for me to go have dinner, so I don't know. I think it's time for me to say goodnight. And once again, it's always a pleasure to be with you guys, everybody.
Great to see you all.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful night. Please come back next month, and we'll see you there. Bye-bye.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Oh, Happy New Year.
Great being with you, Sam.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Have a great semester, Jeff.
Thank you. See you all. Thanks for inviting me.
Good night, all.
Good night.
Heather, I'm going to pop off,
Good
okay?
night.
Yep.
Okay.